Okay, guys, so good morning. Where have we stopped? We have stopped somewhere. Okay, last time I have shown you that what? The voltage is just the electric field multiplied by the distance. Okay? You have done that several times in the experiment for the parallel plate experiment, I think number 1. You tried, I know, experiment 2. As you try to move the distance between the two plates, as you can see, it can make your what field stronger or weaker, no? So you will notice that the oscillation or the frequency of the vibration of your ball could increase or decrease simply by what? Changing the distance. Okay. So again, if you use your calculator, I think there's no problem if you multiply these three quantities: velocity, magnetic field, and the length of your conductor. You get 0.15 volts. Now using Ohm's law, Ohm's law is just what? V equals IR. Okay, it also applies here even though the voltage is induced because he cannot sense if it is an induced or a supplied voltage. So Ohm's law also applies. So voltage over resistance. The resistance is 0.03 ohm. You get 5 ampere. Okay, so it could generate 5 ampere. Now how about the force? I think you can recognize that that is IL cross B. Okay, so you get 5 times yung length and your magnetic field B, which is zero point 0.6 Tesla, you get zero point 0.3 Newton. Question: where is the force directed? What? Where's the force directed? Can you see the length of the wire? If you try to cross it towards the B is towards the board, right? So it's totally to the left. Okay. Don't be confused. This is the force, but the one that's creating your potential is upward. Okay? B cross B. What is the velocity? Towards the right, right? You're pulling it. So if you try to cross that with a B, which is towards the board, upward, that force creates your potential difference. Okay? But there is a force which what tries to pull it in the left side. Why? That's how nature works. Eh? You're trying to pull it where? To the right. Therefore, he is trying to restore it back. That's how it works. Eh? Okay? That's how nature works. There's a thing that is trying to equilibrate the thing. Okay? Do you have questions? Okay, so you have to remember that single powerful formula. The electric field, if you multiply it by the length, gives you a voltage. Okay? Take a look at the dynamo. Okay? The dynamo is essentially is a generator, but in the previous problem, you have a generator here. The alternator, as Alvin said, there's a loop of wire inside the alternator, this part. Okay? When that is broken, your battery is draining slowly. Okay? Okay. So it creates what? Alternating pulse. Okay? But this one creates a direct current. How? Okay? Let's try to see. The magnetic field is towards you. Okay? Can you imagine? Of course, that's rotating. So, rotating counterclockwise in the direction of omega. You have a velocity vector. That's the green. Of course, the velocity vector is in the direction of omega also. Because they are related by what expression? Velocity is r omega from physics 1. What's the velocity? R omega multiplied by B. So you get omega BR. Follow? What is the length? The effective length is, instead of DL, that's DR. Can you see it from the red, the highlighted red portion? Okay? We need to find something common in the integration. So your integration variable is R. So using simple power formula and substituting the limits, can you process that in your brain? 1 half omega b r square. Nasundan? So as simple as that, you have the E. Now why is it direct current or the voltage is steady? It's not alternating. Because the magnetic field B is constant, it's supplied by a permanent magnet, the radius of the disk is constant, and omega, yun. It has to be constant. If your omega is not constant, then it won't be a yun. Okay? Do you have question? The omega there, if that is not constant, it could only increase or decrease, but the polarity will not change, as you can see. Okay? Contrast to the alternating current generated by your alternator. Okay? Guys, as I've shown you before, when you do this inside the lab, you get a function generator, you attach it to the coil here, and if you place another coil on top of it, there's no power source there, but because of induction, this one will light up. Therefore, there's a induced voltage. So that's the same principle here. Take a look. You have a loop of wire here, that's your first wire, then you let current pass through. There's a change of current versus time, di dt. Can you see? Okay. Now this change in current, of course, it produces change in what? According to Faraday, if there's a change, there's an induced voltage. That is sensed by your galvanometer. The galvanometer is a sensitive measuring device for potential or voltage. Okay? Essentially, it's just a multimeter. Okay. So do you agree that if you multiply the electric field by the distance, you get voltage? Yes, because we have shown it so many times. What's the voltage equivalent to? The voltage is equivalent to change in flux as stated by Faraday. Okay? Now, what is the length? That is simply 2. So guys, here are just several examples of your Faraday's law of induction. Actually, you won't believe na almost everything works on that. The airplane, the car. I have shown you, di ba? We have an alternator that supplies current to your battery, so it's fully charged. Same principle for the airplane, although we haven't seen the what's inside it. Of course, it has a battery also. How about here? Storage devices. I have shown you in the prototype that you can store a number there. That's unique. It will only give a signal when you have the right card. Okay. So everything works on that. That's why it's a law. Okay. O, yun. As physicists, you believe on that law. Okay, Faraday's law. Okay, so again, Faraday's law states that if you have a change in magnetic flux, then you have a voltage. Okay. But what is, since you are having quiz 1, what is the what flux generated by a solenoid? Try to take a look at your cheat sheet. That is mu Ni. Am I correct? Mu Ni from your cheat sheet. Okay. But what is flux? You have to multiply it by area. Therefore, you have this. mu ni multiplied by the area. Okay? It must be a time derivative because what matters is change according to Faraday. Okay. Do you have question here? You will use that just by simply taking the derivative, you can get the actual voltage. Okay. You have a question? Guys, you have question? No question? I think there's no problem here. I won't let you, I won't ask you to do this anymore. You just multiply the magnitude of all of this. 4 pi, 500, 4, and 100. Okay, you get negative 25 micro microvolts. That's small, no? Hmm. You have question? Okay, so now that you have the E, you have to find for the electric field generated. So again, we have shown that from Faraday's law, this voltage is just this one, time derivative of flux. Therefore, you just need to divide it by 2 pi r to get the electric field. Okay? So you divide it by 2 pi r to get the electric field. As you can see, the unit of an electric field is volt per meter. So it really assures you that what if you multiply the electric field by a distance, you get volts. Okay? May tanong ba? Left side. It's measured by your galvanometer. May tanong ba? Yes. Hmm. Hindi pa yan kasali yung Gabs kasi sa quiz 2. Oh, you can write anything. Oh, you can write anything. You can also bring your cheat sheet from quiz 1 so that you have a copy of the electric fields. Kasi you will need that for the voltage. You take the derivative of the formula, get the voltage. Okay ba? Wala kayong tanong? Wala daw tanong. Therefore, you have a summary for quiz 2. Sir, tatlo lang pala ang formula dun. High-tech, no? Change in flux creates voltage. And electric field multiplied by your distance gives you a voltage also. The electric field could be written as a cross product between velocity and magnetic field B. Ayun. Okay. We try to explore more of those formulas by doing some problems. You read this first. Pagbaba niyo mamaya, isoli niyo yung yung bar magnet tsaka yung compass sa lab assistant. Yeah, bilin mo lang kailangan niya. Yan. Kasi mamaya pa kayong 1 o'clock eh. Ikaw, kung anong gusto mo. Hmm. No borrowing of cheat sheet ah. Okay, do you understand the problem? There's a metal rod daw. And this time you have to do it in your seat. Okay. Okay, first one, you write the formula. Write that first. Okay. Ayan. Write that first. Kasi there's mathematics involved eh. Kaya you have to write it down. First thing, you need to cross the velocity and the magnetic field B. And then you have to dot it with the length. Okay. No problem with B because that is written. Okay. Where's your velocity? 6.8 and it's in the direction of X. Therefore, you write it as 6.8I. You get it? Guys, so in your paper, you write 6.8I multiplied by the expression for B and you copy B from here. O, sulat nyo muna yan. I'll check that Cholo, you have to write. O, sulat nyo muna yan. So from the given, you have the B. It has 3 parameters for the corresponding axis IJK. So isulat mo lang muna yon. Okay. You have to cross it with the velocity. The velocity is relatively simple. It's just 6.8 directed along the x-axis, which is I hat. So you have 6.8 I hat cross the B. O, sulat mo muna yun. Tumunog Ah. Nasulat nyo na? Okay. What is the length? The length is what? It is what? It is 36.9 what? Measured from the positive x-axis. So effectively, you have an x and y component, cosine and sine. The total length is 25 cm or 0.25. Naintindihan? So you can write that down. Okay? Multiply by L. So isulat mo yun. 0.25 cosine of 36.9 I hat plus sine 36.9 of J. Isulat na? So ibig sabihin pala, it's just an ordinary vector problem that you need to perform. Diba? What is I cross I? 0. So ibig sabihin, meron ka lang I cross J tsaka yung I cross K. Ayun, you try to perform the mathematics. Kasi it's recognized that the rod is what? Along the XY plane, right? So then you just draw a rod in the XY plane. Diba? So what's the velocity? 6.8. Okay. What is your magnetic field? K direction? 0.09. Kasi nasa plane ka eh. Therefore, you're interacting with the magnetic field along the zeta axis. Z lang, di ba? Sa K hat. So, you recognize that that's 0.09. Because the magnetic field that is in the plane of the XY does nothing. Okay? Dadaan lang yun dun eh. Okay? You have, the cross product must be at 90 degrees. So, therefore, you're sure that that's what? K direction. Because you are in the XY plane eh. So, you use 0.09. Warning, you don't do this kasi baka mamaya kasi you get confused in the test. Pero pag mataas IQ mo, kaya-kaya mo lang din yun. Okay. So you have this one, it's in the plane. So ibig sabihin, the sign of that could be plus minus or minus plus. So there are just two possibilities there eh. Anyway, you don't need to have a analysis of that. If this is the positive or this one is the positive, what matters is just the angle in between. Okay? What is the angle? 53.1 in the y direction. Okay? So this one is effectively 53 point what? 1 and this one is 53.1. You are dotting it with L. That's why I use cosine. Do you understand? You have the length which is 25, right? That's 0.25. Okay? But you have to dot it with what? You have to dot it with this. So what function do you use? Cosine, right? Because if you are dotting, that's a cosine function. So that's cosine 53.1. Okay? Effectively, this one is your if you pass a line here, that's your y. This is one is 53.1. This one is 53.1. So it doesn't matter if this is the plus. If this is your plus, still you have 53.1 at the bottom. So I use cosine instead of the sine thing here, which is the same because they are complementary. 36.9 and 53.1, you get the same answer in your calculator. If you use this, much shorter, you have 91.9 also millivolt. Gets? Yun. Sinulat ko lang yan. Ayan. You can also do that, pero mas maganda if you have this one also. Para safe. Mas maraming solution, isang sagot, mas tama. Okay? Ayan. Let's try to see this. Seat work. Naalala ko tuloy ng time ni, ayan, ni Henry. Ang ginagawa ko kasi, meron akong stamp. Hindi pa kasi ako familiar sa Ateneo eh. Ang ginagawa ko, every time that we have a problem, I stamp it. I affix my stamp. Eh, later on na ko, it's time consuming. Lahat naman gumagawa eh. Sa ibang school kasi wala. If you tell them na you write this, they're drawing something. Spider-Man, ganun. Kailangan ko pang i-counter check. Gagawa ko ng stamp ko. So, ayan. So there are several wires there. The motion is what? A is towards the y direction. The C is downwards diagonal. Very good, Gab. So ayan. This one is towards the x-axis. Ibang-ibang focus nyo kumpara sa ibang school. Kaya gusto ko dito. Ayan. Dalawa lang naman ang distinction eh. Pagka Mapua tsaka sa Ateneo. Halos parehas lang ng scheme. Mas lang sa kanila. Sa Mapua, medyo torture tested kasi sa basta bahala sila, ganun gagawin nila. Okay. Okay, first question. What is the induced voltage for A? That's the easiest one. You can immediately answer that eh. Cholo, based from the formula, what is the induced voltage around A, conductor A? Well said, the formula is you cross the velocity and the magnetic field B, then you dot it with length. So, Cholo, what is the induced voltage at A? You take
35.35 cross.
Yun, wait.
0.10.
Ba't 0, Alvin?
Sir, it's parallel to the magnetic field.
Okay, because the velocity and the magnetic field B are parallel. You know that the cross product is 490 degrees eh. So immediately I could answer that is 0. Hep hep hooray. You have you have an answer already, di ba? Okay. Oh, then we move on to the next one. What is the induced voltage at C and D? Cat and dog. Your cat, you have to resolve it into components. Okay. Your cut is what? I have written it down at the other side because this one are shortcuts eh. Okay. You have 0.35. Okay. That is your what? Okay. Now, the velocity is diagonal as said by Gab. So, might as well resolve it to components in the x and y axis. So, that's cosine 45 and this one is negative sine 45. Do you agree? Okay. You cross it with what? What? Magnetic field? Magnetic field is how much? 0.12 Tesla. And the direction is j hat. Okay. Then you dot it with the length. The length is 50 centimeter or 0.5 meter. Okay. I. Okay. That is your length of C. Okay. Notice that C is lying along the x-axis, so that's I. So guys, if you write this down, that's equivalent to this one on the left. Do you agree? That's 0.35, you have 0.12, and then sine 45. Sir, where does the cosine go? J cross J is 0. Mas kita siya dito. Later on, if you practice a lot, magiging automatic na siya sa'yo na you write it like this. Just like what the book does. Oh, pero for your clarity, mas maganda yung ganito. Okay? So, immediately, J cross J is will cancel. So, therefore, you have this expression. 0.35 times your 0.12 sine 45 and then your 0.5. Do you agree? Okay.
A cross J is negative.
Nasundan ba? Nasundan? May tanong. 53, may tanong kayo. Na. Okay, let's move on to wire D before we do your next experiment. Okay, wire D. What is the velocity of your D? It's going to the x-axis, that's why it's I. Now, the magnetic field B, it's steady. It's still at the y direction. So, you get J. Oh, my apologies, I didn't write I hat, J hat. There's a big difference, no? Because they are unit vector, sorry. Cannot find the caret, eh. In my word processor. So, how about for the length? The length this time is diagonal. So, you use what? Cosine and sine function. Okay? How were you able to get the effective length? Pythagorean. Okay? Ayan, Pythagorean. Okay? 0.5, 0.5. You square that and then you add it. So effectively that's multiplied by 2. So can you see now? This is the expression. That's equivalent to the left. Pero this one is more clear. Okay? Okay? May tanong ba guys? We still have time. One more problem. Oh, may tanong ba? Before we move on to the next problem.
That's for wire C again.
Huh? For wire C. Okay. For wire C, your velocity is resolved into components along x and y axis because it's diagonal. Now your magnetic field B is the same. It's along the y or j hat direction. Your conductor, the length of your conductor is lying along the x-axis, or that's just I hat. So as you can see, that's the okay, that's the product of the three quantities: velocity, magnetic field B, and length. Read this first. There's a drawing for there's an illustration for the problem. Okay, looks like that. Yan, umiikot na sa utak ni Cholo yan. Very good, very good. Umiikot-ikot na siya yan. Okay guys, so you have a long slender rod and it's rotating. What's the rotation? Counter or clockwise? Okay, counter. So guys, we have written the formula again. That's velocity cross of the magnetic field B, and you dot it with the length. Ulit-ulitin. The length is effectively dr, as you can see from the figure. Do you agree? The length is an analogy of the r. What's velocity? R omega, right? So, your velocity, which is r omega, you have to multiply it by magnetic field B, which is towards you. Okay? Then, dot it with the length, which is dr. Makes sense? So, how do you find the EMF? You need to integrate that. Diyan lang pala yun, sir. Yun, no? So, you integrate the omega BR dr thing to get your voltage. So, your voltage of course, that's from 0 to L, the entire length of the rod. So, 1/2 omega BL square. And then that's done. So, you just need to put on the values. Everything is given: omega, magnetic field B, and the length. Okay? 0.24, 8.8, 0.65. Yan. Effectively, 0.165 volts. Hindi ko na yung papagawa kasi simple multiplication lang siya. Okay? Okay, next question. What is the potential difference at its ends? Pwede 0.165. Solve na nga eh. Di ba? Okay. Next question. Do you follow? What if yung pin here is transferred in the center? What do you think is the only modifying thing? Center daw. The total length is L. You get L over 2. Do you follow? So what can you say with the voltage now? Because the length was half, what happens to the what? Bumababa. Very good. Ibig sabihin, kailangan mo ng mahabang conductor to produce high voltage. Ganun lang. That's the message of it. May tanong ba? Mensahe. You have question there? What if I do it another way around? The flux is what? Integral of d flux, no? What is the flux? Its magnetic field B multiplied by 2 pi r dr. What is 2 pi r dr again? Area, okay. So if I integrate that, this one is longer eh. Can you see that that is r squared over 2? Integral of r. Okay. So the 2 cancels out because you have 2 there, the 2 pi. If you substitute 0 to L, what do you get? Do you get this? Yes. Pi b pi bl square, right? For some reason, I write here, I'm trapped here, I don't know what to do. After some time thinking there and doing something, what I need is, I didn't see the 1 here. The 1 could be written as 2 over 2. Later on you will see why I choose 2 over 2. Do you see this now? I just put 2 over 2 or 1 for the pi bl square. Do you see it? Okay. What is 2 pi? 1 full rotation, that is theta. Okay? So 1 half theta bl square. Right? That is the expression for the flux. That's the correct one. So how do I find the voltage? Simply by taking the derivative of that. Right? What's the derivative? BL is constant. 1 half is a constant. So the only thing that is varying with time is theta. That is your omega, right? Is this the formula? Same thing. 1 half omega BL square. Ang secret doon, paano naisip ni sir na 2 over 2 yun? Diba? Without thinking of the 2 over 2, which is the one thing, you won't get this final form. Eh. Kasi nakita ko na ang sagot, 1 half BL square. So I do the reverse thing. Okay? Pabaliktad. So from the answer, I move backwards to get 2 over 2. Okay? Ang message lang nun, there's a strategy that immediately works. There is this poor strategy that will give you a much headache. Okay? Yun lang. I'll see you in the lab. Pakisoli niyo yung ano ha. Sa lab assistant. Ayun, Alvin, bigay mo na lang kay Julio. I'll see you in the lab. Okay, so last time we discussed this at F106. So again, there's a rod here. So using your right hand rule, the magnetic field is directed towards you, and the velocity is upward. So where are the charges being pushed? Right ba? Yeah, that's correct. Okay, so you have here the positive charges. Okay. Normally at this point, kasi you had been doing a lot of the right hand rule, do you really need it? You have a wire here, right? Common experience will tell you that in the wire, the polarities are on the ends, right? So therefore, without ever consulting for your right hand rule, the problem has to be stated in such a way that you have the polarities at the ends of the wire, or in this pole. It could be, the positive could only be here at left or right. Naintindihan? You can use a multimeter to measure that, where is the positive and the negative stuff. Okay? In other words, you cannot create a problem such that the positive and the negative are up or down because there's no wire there. Eh. Okay? most of the examples are wire. So you know immediately the answer. It will be in the ends. Okay. So what is your velocity? R omega from physics 1, and what is your what? Magnetic field B is constant. Okay. So you use dr for the dl because as you can see the dr is the counterpart of dl. So you have the expression for the induced voltage. Okay. And after some integration, what's the integral of omega br dr? That is r squared over 2. So you have this. Okay. So I think there's no question there. Am I correct? Last time I have asked you what will happen if the pin was transferred in the center. So you answered that the voltage will be lower. Okay, that's correct. Okay. Simply because the length is half. Okay. Oh, it's just a review. Okay, last time I have told you that what? You can do it two ways. Instead of what? Magnetic field varying, you can vary the area. What is the area expression? 2 pi r dr, right? And if you try to integrate that, that is what? 2 pi b r squared over 2. Then you integrate it from L to 0. You'll get pi b L squared. Okay? As I have told you before, there's a magic here. You need 2 over 2 or 1. Upon incorporating the 2 over 2, what happens? You recognize immediately that the 2 pi is what for one full rotation. So that is what? Theta. From Faraday's law, we are concerned with the time derivative. Okay? So the change in theta with respect to time is omega. Am I right? Okay? So immediately, if you take the time derivative of theta, that's d theta dt, that's omega. And sure enough, you'll recover the same thing, 1 half omega bl square. Okay? So far, no question? Let's try to see this again. Again, you have a line charge here. There's a current passing through. So it generates magnetic field as we have discovered in the in our experiment. So what is the formula for that? Mu I over 2 pi r. If you are sufficiently close enough to the wire. Okay? What's the velocity? That's still v. What is the dl? You replace it by dr. Okay? And then you integrate from d to d plus l. Okay? And that's it. You have written the formula. What's the integral of dr over r? Okay, ln. And then I have asked you in the last meeting to solve for that. So the that's effectively ln of d plus l minus ln d. Okay? And with some algebra, you can use the property. You can divide d plus l by d. So that is 1 plus l over d. Okay? Again, where's the charges? It can only be in the top or in the bottom. The positive, right? And last time I've told you that it is at point A. Okay? If you use your right hand rule. May question ba? So what if you want to get the area, the change in area? Okay? As you can see, you can do it two-way around. Eh. So if you have a flux, it could be a product rule between x dy and y dx, or it's something like magnetic field B times change in area plus area multiplied by the change in magnetic field B. Okay? If your magnetic field is constant, then there's only a change of area, so you can use that. Okay? What is the change in area? That could be written as length multiplied by width. Your length is r and your width is w. Okay? So, what is the derivative of rw? That is dr, and the other one is dw. Okay? But the width is ano, it's not changing. It's assumed to be constant. Okay? What is changing? Along the length r. You can integrate from what? D up to d plus L. And as you will notice, it's the same expression. The only difference is quite longer because I have used the other one. Okay? Product rule as the principle. Okay? So far, you have question ba? So, you only have a 50-50 choice. Okay? So, choose wisely. Take a look at this. You have a rectangular coil and you have a straight wire. You want to find what? The E, the induced voltage. Okay? So, how will you do that? First, what is the magnetic field of the line? Mu I over 2 pi r. Okay? So mu I over 2 pi, instead of r, he uses x because that is the counterpart of r and x. Okay? He wants you to do x because he wants to integrate from what? R to r plus a. Okay? Along the x-axis. Tama ba? But if you are not that if you are not comfortable of replacing things, you can write it as still dr over r, and the variable of integration is r to r plus a. Although in math that is quite ano just not the problem. So what's the integral of dx over x? The natural logarithm. Okay, and you're right. That's the natural logarithm, but you have to substitute for r and r plus a. Okay, this portion. So it becomes a what? Ln of r plus a minus ln r. But according to Mr. Faraday, this flux does nothing if it doesn't change with time, right? And therefore, I have to take the time derivative of that. Okay? As you can see, this topic is more on integrate, derivative, derivative, integrate. Okay? Because we are concerned with time derivatives and we are concerned with summation. We divide it into several strips, especially if one segment is at a certain distance from the other, kung hindi constant in distance. Okay? So what's this? What's the derivative of the natural logarithm? You revert it back. 1 over x. Oh, that's 1 over r plus a minus 1 over r. What's your question, Niga? Mm. The origin expression is 1 over x. You still have the 1 over x thing at the end. Yeah. Okay? But of course, you have the limits of integration r plus a and r. After that, what do you need to do? Ordinary algebra. Get the LCD. The LCD is r plus a. Gets? Cross multiply, this is R minus A. So what happens to the R? They cancel out. You have negative A left. Nasundan ba? Yung cross multiply, that's R. Tapos minus R minus A. So you get minus A. And there you have it. You have the voltage. That's the thing that you're going to measure when you use a multimeter. Gets ba? May question ba? Yun na. Solve 15 problems. Toothbrush. What's the principle between the toothbrush? There must be a voltage source. So you have a battery here. And why is it moving? Wala tayong magagawa. There must be a motor inside. Okay? For it to move. Okay, if we have two coils that are placed what adjacent to each other. Yan, thank you, Erica. Yan. What happens? If there's a current that is moving here at coil 1, what happens? Okay, there's a magnetic field and then there's an induced voltage here at coil 2. We have done that, right? In the last experiment. Okay? In the other prototypes, we have done that also. Okay, do you believe that the flux is proportional to the current? Yes. Okay? Because that's the thing that you're varying in the experiment. Okay? But you get the idea that we are not concerned with the constant value since Mr. Michael Faraday has discovered that it is the change. Sa relationship, ganun din eh. For it to work, it has to have a change, right? O yun. You're concerned with the changes eh. O ano to? Ah, Bingo ba? O yan. Okay, you have this, take the time derivative of left and right. And you will notice that that is just the Faraday's law. So it means that if there's a change in current for what? Coil 1, you get the voltage there at 2. Okay? Just like what Alvin said. Okay? Change the current, then there will be a measured voltage in the other side. Okay? And you can argue in the same one, they are mutually interacting with each other. So you have an E1 also done by current at 2. You call that mutually induced EMFs or voltage. Okay? So that what's mutual inductance now? The M. For some reason, he wants to be the constant of proportionality is M. That's good because that's the first letter in my name, M. So that is what? Flux over current. Flux over current. Simple cross multiplication. Okay? So that's it. With Faraday's law, we have successfully derived this expression for mutually induced coils. Coil 1 and 2. Okay, let's have a problem here. You read this first. Okay, so we have a system like this. Actually, this is something we have in the lab. I have shown it to JP. Di ba JP tinuro ko last time sa'yo? Yung nasa shelf. There's a long tube there. Then, there's a movable coil there. Something like this. Okay? Now, he wants you to find the M, mutual inductance of the two coils. Okay. What is the field at B1? It's caused by current passing through what? The coils at this gold coils. Okay. So that is mu O and I. Gets? For some reason, the small n, he wants to write it as what? Number of turns per unit length. Okay. That's correct because that's truly the number of turns per unit length. Okay. Probably in the experiment, you count the number of turns. Then you measure the length using an ordinary meter stick. So you have this expression. Current, you can measure it using an ammeter. Okay, what's the M? Why? As I have discussed before, that's flux over current. Okay? What is flux? Magnetic field multiplied by area. B dot A. Okay? So that's correct. But we have the magnetic field generated by the gold coil, which is mu O N I over L. So it's just substitution. It turns out that the final thing is just a product of the number of turns of N1 and N2. So that's easy to measure. Bibilangin lang. The cross-sectional area, you can just get what? An ordinary measuring tool to measure the diameter of this, and you get the area. The mu O is a constant in your calculator. The length, you can measure it using a stick. Therefore, you get M. So since this is new, in your sheet, you input all of the values in order for you to determine a 25 mic microhenry. Okay? Let's see if you get the microhenry. If you're successful in getting the microhenry, then almost everything is done because you just need to multiply it to what? The change in current to get the voltage. Di ba dapat ay ano?
Yung isa.
Okay, so you're going to measure 50 volts. Okay, just a change in current. 2.0 times 10 to the 6t. So the time derivative is just 2.0 times 10 to the 6. Okay. Oh, you have question ba? Okay, so yun na yung tanong. Cholo yan. Self-inductance. Dahil loner siya, he can also, of course, when the current passes through there, he can generate his own field, right? He doesn't need another one to generate a field for him. He can generate his own field. Therefore, that's what we call self-inductance. Okay? Naintindihan? So, ganun din. Flux over current. Pero we drop the subscripts because there's only one coil. They understood na yun. Okay? So, what's your voltage generated? Again, from Faraday's law, you get the change of flux or change in current. Because you know, if you change the current, there's a change in flux. Yun. Okay. Things that are very useful for solving a circuit. Okay. So if there's no change in current, according to Mr. Michael Faraday, you don't have a voltage. So this is zero. Okay. But if there's a current that is changing with time and it's increasing greater than zero in that direction, what is the induced EMF? There's a negative outside because he write it that way. So it is what? Opposite direction. Okay. If the change in current is decreasing, okay, let's say from 1 ampere, it's oscillating, it becomes 0.5 amperes, decreasing siya. Ibig sabihin, what? Negative yung change. Multiply by another negative, it's positive. So this is the same direction. Again, we are using the concept that the voltage will just be in the conductor. So it could only be in the left or right. Naintindihan? Ganun lang. Okay, so what is the power generated? The power is IV. Do you agree? Voltage times current. Okay. So, what is the voltage? That is di dt, right? Change in current. What is the L there? That is the counterpart of your M. Your M for two coils, but since this is only one coil, it induces voltage by itself, so that's L. Okay. So what is the energy? Power multiplied by time. And from the power, you have an LIDI. Can you see? It's just a very simple integration. Okay. 1/2 I square. So that is the energy stored in an inductor. The concept of you storing energy in a capacitor. Check. Oh, now there's a concept that it tells you that there is a energy stored in the inductor. I have shown you the film, right? We done an experiment by Stanley's group. When you push the source off, what happens to the LED? What happens to the LED? It light up. Okay. Actually, you will ask a question. How come when it's on, it's not lighting because it's only one way yung diode mo. Kasi it's essentially a diode, the LED. So, pinosisyon namin dun sa isang direction such that it won't light up. Okay? Since from this concept, the what? The induced voltage is reversed, negative. So, ibig sabihin, truly, if there is a voltage there, in the reverse direction, kasi since your diode is just working one way, isang direction lang, it will light up. Okay? And that's true. Pero as you can see, the energy stored is quite small kasi it can only power up an LED. Okay? Tinatanong sa akin nila yun eh. Kaya that's why we have done that last year. O yun. Ngayon iba naman. Okay, so try to solve this. What is the inductance that you need for a energy of 1 kilowatt hour that carries a current of 200 ampere? Wow, dami nun ah. What if you attach this inductor in series with the resistor? What happens? Okay, so you have this. Guys, do you believe that the KVL is something like this one? Kirchhoff's voltage law. The E is supplied by the battery, so that's positive. It goes out, so design convention is kung saan ka lumabas. Okay. So positive yon. There's a drop here in the resistor, negative. And there is also a drop here from the inductor. Gets? Ibig sabihin, yung voltage up mo rito is just like rocks. You push the rocks upward the mountain, and then mag-slide down siya. Dadaanan niya yung resistor tsaka yung inductor mo. Okay? Along its way down. Gets? And that's it. How do we solve for that? That is a first order differential equation. Ouch. Ayan. 53, have you done ordinary differential equation already? Okay, so just explain it to me. What's this one? How did I get this? How did you get this pala? Okay, isolate daw sabi ni... Yes, that's true. Isolate this in the other side. Okay? How about this? Okay, good. It's just ordinary algebra, nothing fancy. Okay. What happens next? Why are we integrating? Kasi that's the thing eh. Why are we applying integration here? Because we want to what? Take out the differential current to make it a current because we cannot measure that. In real time, we can only measure current. So you have to integrate this. Take the summation. From 0 to I. That is 0 to T. Okay? Can you see this? Hey, why did it become a natural logarithm? This one is a constant, the voltage. This one is also a constant, right? So your variable of integration is I. So this is effectively dx over x. Gets? Can you imagine it in your brain? What's the integral of dx over x? Ln x. Right? But your x, in the final thing, you have to replace it by I minus e over r because that's the value of x here at the bottom. Why do we have an e over r again? Why do we have that? Okay, sa denominator daw sabi ni Mr. Alvin. Can you see? Okay, yan. Can you see the other one? Oh, this is very easy. Ano lang siya eh. Integral of dt, that's t. Substitute t in 0. So that's, effectively that's it. Okay? Naintindihan? May question ba? At this point? Oh, ano lang gagawin? To eliminate natural logarithm, take the exponential of left and right. Oh, then lalabas to. Can you see it? Ba't nagka 1? Just to check. Kala ko mag-gets nyo. Ba't nagka 1? Hindi ko nyo sagot agad. Ah? Okay, that's the e over r over the e over r. Gets ba? Ayun no, that's 1. Wala, check ko lang kayo kung talagang... So, how about the next thing? What's that? How? Okay, I simply isolated I. So you put this in the other side, this one in the other side, and then cross multiply the e over r thing. Get this? Okay, so that's it. That's the formula for your RL combination. Now, since it is exponential, you will see a curve like this. If you attach this to an oscilloscope, you get this kind of curve. Okay. Now, for some reason, the time constant is L over R. Okay. In your calculator, what is 1 minus 1 over E? As you can see, if you substitute the L over R thing times the RL, that is 1. So that is effectively e to the negative 1 or 1 over E. What is 1 minus 1 over E in your calculator? That is this point. Ilan yun? 1 minus 1 over E. Oh, ilan? Point. Gets? So remember, this time constant, for some reason, they want to select it as L over R. Now take note, the value of there is near your saturation already because that is 63% na eh. Okay? Gets? Ibig sabihin, just by simply selecting the proper value of your inductance and your resistance, you can develop a circuit. Okay? Kasi it's L over R dependent eh. Okay? Basahin nyo to. A sensitive electronic Okay. First question. What is the required E? Madali lang yun. Use Ohm's law. Okay? Voltage is IR. Can you see? O de, check. Letter A is check. Now, you want to design the system, so you try to find an inductor L. Okay? Since the electronic device is sensitive, I don't know what kind of device is this, such that its sensitivity must be something in 58 microseconds. ibig sabihin, it must not go over 4.9 milliamps for 58 microseconds. Di ba? Because it will, I don't know, you could get burned siguro. Okay? So, you have to design the inductor such that it can hold it for 58 microseconds. The current is 4.9 milliampere. Gets? Can you recall this formula? Yes, because we have discussed that here. That's this one. Okay? Exactly the same thing. Now, can we do some algebra to get L? And can you visualize this? Again, why is there one? You divide this one, right? Okay. Okay, everything is given. What is your resistance? Your resistor is 175. Okay. What is your time? We have no choice because the equipment is sensitive. It must have 58 microseconds or -6. Okay? That's the time limit eh. In that 58 times 10 to the negative second, what current must pass through? You cannot exceed 4.9. Therefore, you use that 4.9 milliampere. Okay? And what is the E? You have solved for Ohm's law that is 6.3 volts. Gets? In your trusty calculator, can you verify that that is 69 millihenry?